So we open the command prompt, and this time we'll follow step by step, line by line, explaining what each line does. So now that it has opened the command line, we will once again change the directory by typing in cd space and the first character of the folder, and then tab and the backslash, and once again the first character of the folder and tab, in order to successively autocomplete the folder's directory. We type dir and enter to expand and view what's inside cmd.exe exercises folder, and we see the 01 folder. So now we enter it by typing cd space 01. Once we enter the 01 folder, we type type. It is a command that simply outputs its argument space /program.c in order to view the file at the standard output. This is another way to look at source files from the command line. We see at the first line hash include the less than sign stdio.h and the more than sign. This will include the stdio.h header. It is the preprocessor's task to substitute the contents of the stdio.h file into this file. Int main is the function that the operating system calls when the program is run, and those parentheses may surround parameters passed to the main function. In this case, we chose not to use any parameters. The opening curly bracket to start the body of the main function, that comment there is no longer useful because there is no pseudocode used in this section. Everything is compilable to C programming language. Notice we cannot modify the file from the command line, therefore we leave the comment there. Int is a type which will define in this statement the variable something, and it will be assigned and initialized with the value 20. The same for something else. The int specifies it is type integer 4 bytes, 32 bits, and it will be assigned, initialized with the value of 10. Every statement ends with a semicolon. As you can see, the initialization refers to a value being assigned right at the definition of the variable. So something is more than something else, therefore the if statement will be true, and thus the if body will execute. The opening curly bracket opens the body of the if statement. Printf is the function call from stdio.h that will help us print out to the command line this string that we are seeing here. Beautiful logic, 20 greater than 10. No sarcasm anymore. String literals, being a constant, are stored at the static memory location. We will take a deeper look at memory allocation when we study memory storage classes. We end it with a semicolon. The statement something will be assigned with 15, and end the statement with a semicolon. The end of the if body is ended with the ending curly bracket. As we can see, it's just a compound statement of two statements. In this way, we separate the true ramification from the rest of the code. Int once again specifies that we're defining an integer variable, and it's called variable underscore label, and it will be assigned and initialized with the number 5. It ends with a semicolon as all statements. This variable is not being used, by the way. This is another C++ comment specifying the obvious, but because it is educational material, it's alright. And this one is another call to the printf function from the stdio.h header, and this time we print with a format specifier which is modulus d. The value from something is being extracted and is replacing the modulus d from the output string. We end the function call with a closing parenthesis which also specifies the end of the argument list, and return 0 returns 0 to the operating system when it ends, when the program ends its execution, and that is the ending curly bracket that determines the whole body's end. So when the main function ends, basically means that that program execution is finished and the process control returns to the operating system. The program code would be done.